Tell you what, I'm going to pat you down, make sure you get no weapons or anything like that on you. Step back here for me, okay?
Hands on the hood, don't move. The officer's voice cuts through the night like it's already decided what he's going to find, even though nothing has been proven yet. Marcus Reed is standing on a dim street corner, flashing lights washing over his face, a crowd already starting to gather behind the patrol car. He's a delivery driver, just finishing a late shift, but right now he's treated like someone who's already guilty. The officer says he smelled weed during the pat-down, like that alone is enough to justify everything that comes next. Marcus shakes his head immediately. No drugs, no smoke, no reason. But the search doesn't stop. The officer gets more aggressive, pulling items apart, digging deeper into the car, like the evidence has to exist somewhere. Then suddenly, his partner pauses, looks at him, and says something that completely changes the energy on the scene, something Marcus doesn't even hear clearly over the noise of the street. And that's when everything shifts again. The noise around the street feels louder now, like even the night is paying attention. Marcus slowly turns his head, trying to catch what the other officer just said, but the words get lost in the mix of radio, static, passing cars, and the growing crowd behind the patrol lights. All he knows is that the energy shifted instantly. Officer Daniels doesn't stop searching. He's moving faster now, almost irritated, pulling open the car door again like the answer has to be somewhere he just hasn't looked hard enough yet. Marcus stays still, but his voice finally breaks through the tension. "You said you smelled something," he says carefully, trying to stay calm. "So where is it? Show me." That question hangs in the air longer than it should. A few people on the sidewalk shift closer. Someone lifts a phone higher. The situation is no longer quiet. It's being watched. Officer Daniels doesn't answer right away. Instead, he steps back from the car, looks at Marcus like he's weighing something, then glances toward his partner as if checking what story they're both supposed to stick to. That's when Marcus notices it, the hesitation. Not confidence, not certainty, hesitation. And for the first time, the search doesn't feel like routine anymore. It feels like something is going wrong, or already has. Then Daniels finally speaks, low and sharp, not to Marcus, but to his partner. "Keep going. It's in there somewhere." But the car's already empty. And what he does next makes the entire scene feel completely different. A few minutes earlier, this already didn't feel like a normal stop. Marcus stays standing near the curb, eyes fixed on his own car as Officer Daniels and Perez keep tearing through it, like the answer is guaranteed to show up if they just look harder. The flashing lights paint everything in sharp red and blue, his delivery bag still sitting on the passenger seat, half open, like even that has become suspicious to them. Marcus tries to piece it together in his head. He wasn't speeding. He wasn't acting weird. He was just driving home after a long shift when they pulled him over without much explanation. Now Daniels circles back to him again, voice tighter than before. "You sure you don't want to be honest right now?" he asks. Marcus exhales slowly. "I am being honest. There's nothing in my car." That answer doesn't change anything. If anything, it makes Daniels more focused. Inside the car, Perez starts pulling apart the seats more aggressively now, checking seams, door panels, even under mats, searching like they're chasing something invisible. But what Marcus starts noticing isn't just the search. It's the way they're not talking to each other properly anymore. Daniels gives directions. Perez follows, but there's hesitation now. Small pauses, quick glances at the untouched empty spaces. And then Marcus catches something that doesn't sit right. Daniels adjusts his body cam again. Not once, twice. Like he's making sure something is positioned correctly. Marcus watches that closely now. The crowd is bigger behind him. Someone whispers, "They still haven't found anything?" A woman across the street shakes her head, filming without blinking. Perez steps out of the car and mutters something low to Daniels. Marcus can't hear it, but he sees Daniels' jaw tighten. For a second, nobody speaks. Then Daniels turns back toward Marcus, expression hardened again. "Last chance," he says, "before we bring in a K9 unit." And just as he says it, the radio in his shoulder mic crackles, and someone responds with a message that makes him stop moving completely. The crackle of the radio cuts through the silence like a warning no one was expecting. Daniels freezes for half a second, just long enough for Marcus to notice it. Unit 14. Confirm reason for extended roadside search, the dispatcher's voice says clearly through the speaker. It's not loud, but it lands heavy. Because now it's not just Marcus watching. It's the system asking questions. Daniels slowly presses the mic on his shoulder, forcing a calm tone that doesn't match his face. Suspected controlled substance odor during contact, he replies. Marcus hears that, and his eyebrows tighten instantly. Suspected. That's not what he said earlier. Earlier it was I smelled it. Now it's suspected. Perez hears it too, glancing at Daniels like he caught the change. The crowd shifts again. Someone behind Marcus whispers, he changed it. Marcus steps forward slightly, voice steady but sharper. Now, you said you smelled weed. That's why you searched my whole car for an hour. Where is it? Daniels doesn't answer immediately. Instead, he walks a few steps away, like distance can reset the situation. Like the words didn't just expose a crack in his story. Inside the car, Perez suddenly stops searching. Not because he found something, because there's nothing left to search. He slowly straightens up, looking at the empty back seat, then the trunk, then back at Daniels. That silence says more than anything else so far. And for the first time, Marcus notices something else, something that hits differently. Perez doesn't look convinced anymore. He looks unsure. Daniels notices it too. And when he turns back toward Marcus, his voice drops lower, colder, like he's trying to regain control of a situation slipping away. Stay where you are, he says. But then his eyes flick toward the radio again. And this time, he doesn't press it right away. Daniels doesn't press the radio immediately. That hesitation lasts just long enough for Marcus to notice it, and that alone changes everything about how this moment feels. The wind moves through the street, carrying the sound of distant traffic, but around Marcus, everything feels locked in place. Even the crowd is quieter now, phones still raised, waiting for something to break. Perez steps out from the car completely now, no longer searching, just standing there like he's realized there's nothing left to find. Marcus watches him closely. You've checked everything, Marcus says, calmer now but firm, for over an hour. No response. Daniels finally speaks into the radio again, but his tone has shifted. Negative on findings so far. Continuing investigation. Marcus hears it clearly this time. No findings. That lands harder than the accusation itself. Because now it's official on record, there is nothing. A few people in the crowd react under their breath. Someone mutters, so why are they still here? Marcus takes a small step forward again, just enough to be heard clearly. So why am I still being searched? Daniels snaps his head toward him immediately. Because I said so, he replies. That answer doesn't settle anything, it escalates it. Perez shifts his weight uncomfortably, glancing between Marcus and Daniels like he's starting to question the entire situation. Then Marcus notices something else. A bystander at the edge of the crowd lowers their phone slightly and says, I've got all of it recorded. Daniels hears that too. For a split second, his expression changes just barely but enough. And instead of responding, he turns back toward Marcus's car one more time, like he's searching for an excuse now, not evidence. Then his voice drops, almost under his breath, to Perez. Check it again. Perez hesitates. For the first time since the stop began, he doesn't move right away. He looks at Daniels, then at the completely torn apart car, then back at Marcus, like he's trying to understand what again is supposed to change. But Daniels doesn't repeat himself. He just stares at the car. That silence stretches uncomfortably long, and now even the crowd can feel it. This isn't a search anymore. It's something else trying to keep itself alive. Marcus steps closer to the curb line, voice steady but louder now. You already checked it multiple times. Daniels snaps back instantly. Step back. But Marcus doesn't move. because now something has shifted in him too. I've been standing here for over an hour, Marcus says, pointing toward his own car. You said you smelled something. You said it during the pat-down. So where is it? No answer. Perez finally closes the car door, not gently, not like a search is ongoing anymore, like he's done. And that sound is louder than anything else so far. Click. The car is empty. No evidence, no bag, no smell, nothing. A few people in the crowd react openly now. Someone shakes their head. Another voice. There's nothing there. Daniels hears it. His jaw tightens again. He steps closer to Marcus, lowering his voice so only he can hear. This isn't over, he says. Marcus doesn't flinch this time. Then what is it? He replies. For a moment, Daniels doesn't respond. Instead, his hand slowly moves toward his radio again, but stops halfway. Like he's reconsidering what happens if he presses it. Then, finally, he turns his head slightly, looking past Marcus, towards something behind the crowd. And his next words aren't directed at Marcus at all. Call it in, he says quietly. And that's when Marcus realizes this is about to change in a way no one is ready for. Perez doesn't move at first. Call it in? He repeats quietly, like he's not sure he heard Daniels correctly. Daniels doesn't look at him this time. His eyes stay fixed past Marcus, scanning the edge of the crowd like he's trying to regain control of something slipping out of his hands. Marcus catches that look immediately. It's not confidence anymore, it's pressure. A second later, Perez finally lifts his radio, but even his movements feel uncertain now, slower, careful. Unit 14 requesting confirmation, he begins. Marcus steps forward again. Confirmation of what? He asks sharply. There's nothing in my car. You've checked everything. No one answers him. The crowd is fully engaged now. Phones up, people shifting closer, murmurs building into clear disbelief. Why are they still holding him here? Someone says. Daniels turns slightly at the sound, irritation flashing across his face. Everybody back up, he orders loudly. But nobody really moves because the energy has flipped. Marcus isn't just the suspect anymore. He's the center of attention. Perez lowers his radio for a second and quietly says, almost under his breath, we didn't find anything. That line lands wrong. Marcus hears it clearly. We didn't find anything? He repeats. So why am I still being treated like I did something? Daniels steps in fast. Because we're not done investigating, he says. Voice sharp again, but forced. And that's when Marcus notices something he didn't see before. The body cam on Daniels' chest is still recording, but Daniels keeps touching it again, adjusting it, angling it slightly downward, like he's trying to control what it captures. Marcus stares at it now. Then at Daniels. Then at the empty car behind him. And before anyone can respond, Marcus says the one thing that changes the entire direction of the night. Then play it back. The words hang in the air like a challenge nobody expected. Then play it back. For a second, everything goes still. Even the crowd quiets, like they all understand what Marcus just asked for and what it implies. Daniel's eyes flick to him immediately. No, he says flatly. That one word is louder than the sirens, louder than the crowd, louder than anything that's happened all night. Perez shifts uncomfortably beside him. Marcus doesn't back down. Why not? He asks. If you smelled something, it should be on your camera, right? That question hits differently. Because now it's not just about the search anymore, it's about proof. Daniels steps closer, voice lower, controlled but tense. You don't tell me how to run my investigation. But Marcus doesn't break eye contact. I'm not telling you anything, he replies. I'm asking you to show what you claim happened. A few people in the crowd react out loud now. Yeah, show it. Play the footage. The pressure is no longer coming from just Marcus. It's coming from everywhere. Perez looks between them again, then quietly says into his radio, "We may need supervisor response." That sentence changes the tone instantly. Daniels hears it and his expression tightens. No, supervisor, he snaps quickly. Too quickly. Marcus notices it immediately. And so does the crowd. That hesitation, that urgency to stop escalation, it doesn't match someone who's confident in their actions. Marcus takes a slow step forward, voice steady but sharper now. So there's nothing in my car, he says. You changed your story on the radio. You searched for over an hour, and now you won't show the footage. Silence. Daniels doesn't respond. He just stares at Marcus. And then, finally, he reaches for his radio again, but this time, before he can press it, another voice suddenly cuts in from behind the crowd. I've got the whole thing on video. And everything freezes again. Heads turn instantly toward the voice. A man steps forward from the edge of the crowd, holding his phone up high screen, still recording, light reflecting off his face. I've been filming since the stop started, he says again, louder this time. The atmosphere shifts immediately. Daniel's posture changes subtle but noticeable. His shoulders tighten. Perez looks at him, then at the phone, then back at Marcus like he's realizing this has moved far beyond a routine stop. Marcus doesn't even look relieved. He looks focused. Then let's see it, Marcus says calmly. The man doesn't hesitate. He starts replaying the footage right there in front of everyone. The screen glow lights up the scene, showing the exact moment Marcus was pulled over. No resistance, no aggression, just confusion. The video continues. Officer Daniels stepping out. The pat down. The claim, I smell weed. Marcus hears it through the phone speaker now, crystal clear. But something else becomes obvious too. The moment he said it, there was no reaction from Marcus that matches suspicion. No hesitation, no panic, just confusion. The crowd reacts quietly, processing it in real time. Perez leans slightly toward Daniels. Sir, he starts, unsure. Daniels cuts him off immediately. Enough. But the video keeps playing, and now it shows something else. Daniels adjusting his body cam right before he begins the search. Not after. Before. Marcus watches it closely now. So why were you adjusting your camera before you even searched my car? Marcus asks. No answer. Daniels' face tightens. The video continues showing hour-long searching. Empty compartments, empty trunk, nothing found. And then the final moment plays. The pause. The radio hesitation. And Daniels saying, we're not done here. The man stops the video. Silence drops hard. Marcus looks directly at Daniels now, and for the first time all night, Daniels doesn't look back immediately.